What is up, guys? Welcome to the channel, and today I want to discuss something that a couple of the small channels might want to know, or some of the smaller channels really need to know, is how much do I make as a small-time YouTuber? I am monetized, barely in that range of monetized, but I am monetized. So I'm going to go over a couple things of what you need to look out for, what you need to do, and in the end we're going to discuss how much I actually make as a motovlogger. So let's jump right into this and get on. So I want to kind of start off this video by kind of explaining what you need in order to be monetized. So if somebody doesn't know, in order to be monetized on YouTube, you have to have 1,000 subscribers, and within the last 365 days, you have to have 4,000 hours of watch time. And that hours of watch time literally goes for the last 365 days. So if it was May 20th, like today, then that means by May 20th of 2026, you'll have to have reached 4,000 hours within that time frame. Now, say you have a video that does really popular and it's like June 1st, and it was your best video. Say you did, I don't know, 3,000 hours in that 1 week. It's just hypothetical. If for some reason in the next year you do not reach, another 1,000 hours off of the rest of your content, on June 1st of 2026, if you got those 3,000 hours and it hits June 2nd, then you just lost those 3,000 hours. So it has to be within the last 365 days, and that's what it matters. So that's pretty much what it means in order to be monetized. It's actually relatively difficult, but not at the same time. So something that is really nice that YouTube is doing, and this is kind of recent within their last couple of months, YouTube is actually promoting smaller channels. So channels like mine will actually get more viewers than it normally would. I'll kind of explain what I mean by that here in a second. So basically, YouTube is out here and they're really trying to promote, their subscription, like YouTube TV or whatever it is, the YouTube Plus. I don't know what it is. I don't have it. But if you have like the YouTube, whatever it is, subscription, they're like $8 per month. Obviously, they're making $8 per month off of you. Now, one person watching content probably doesn't generate $8 worth of advertisement revenue within that same time. So they really want to promote having smaller channels, putting things out there, because that way the more content that people are putting out, more people are watching. And then obviously the more ads they put out there, less likely people want to watch them. Then they subscribe to YouTube Plus, and then they don't have to worry about, watching ads and stuff like that. And then they get more money out of that. So that's pretty much how they're promoting smaller channels. So if you're a smaller channel, this might be your chance to really, blast off of, being that small-time YouTuber and actually get your channel to the monetized state. So a little background, I've had my channel for 11 years now. I think coming up on 12, actually. I've had my channel for about 12 years, and only within the last year have I really decided, you know what, it's time to be monetized. I really want to go into this. I enjoy making my content, and I used to average like 3,500 hours a year across the board. Like, it was a steady 3,500 hours across the board within the last year. Pretty common for me. So I realized that, all I have to do is get an extra 500 hours in order to be monetized, because I had the 1,000 subscribers for quite some time. I didn't really need to do anything else. So what I did was I really started to push out videos, no matter how small, how big, whatever it is, putting it out there, trying to really gain some traction. Now, majority of you guys out here with smaller channels, you're not going to get the watch time hours unless it's something very specific. For me, install videos do really well, especially if there's nothing else out there. Now, I really banked on having the new bike. The CBR being a brand new bike, or at least the E-Clutch version, I was able to really push videos because there wasn't many out there of this bike, which means more people were watching it. So I was able to kind of do a little bit more because I had that boost. You kind of have to rely on things like that. And unfortunately nowadays, when it comes to content creation, it either has to be really amazing, a lot of money involved, or there's just like nothing out there and you can really bank on nobody having, you know, saturated the market with the content that you're doing. So that's why you gotta kind of like, you gotta pick and choose what you want to do. Motovlogging itself is a very saturated market. So if you're only doing motovlogging, you may have a harder time actually getting into the monetized state. Unless you're out here, you know, roll racing, S1Ks, you know, doing very illegal things, which we're gonna kind of discuss what you need to do if you're going to do that. But unless you're doing stuff like that, unfortunately, nobody really cares about your content. I mean, I'm not really expecting to get a lot of views out of this. I'm hoping to get roughly 1,000 views. That is my goal. I like to get around the 90% of, or really like 70% of your subscriber rate to view ratio. So if I have, say, 1,000 subscribers, I really want to get about 700 views at minimum. But I will say I average right now roughly 1.5 to 2.5 for my, you know, my videos. So I'm actually getting pretty good, probably about a 200% increase generally for my subscriber to content watch. Now, when you're out here doing those illegal street racing things, a really good example would be Fastlane D. So he likes to, you know, go fast. I mean, who doesn't? But what he does in order to kind of preserve the monetization on his channel is he will blur the speedometer out, or he'll put on a sticker or something like that so you can't see it, and that can help, you know, save yourself from being demonetized on your channel. So if you're going to do something very risky, very stupid, you have to put a disclaimer out there, blur it, or something along those lines. Even when you watch those like motorcycle crash videos, they always blur the actual crash part because that will get them demonetized. So look into the things that you're doing and make sure you are not going to be demonetized, because the more that you do stuff like that, more likely you're going to get a strike on your channel, and YouTube is, you know, 3 strikes and you're out. So you really got to watch what you're doing when you're small like this. Every little thing will hurt you more than, you know, the bigger channels. So now that we kind of got that out of the way, let's discuss some other things that you're going to really need to kind of adjust to. One of the major things that will really dishearten a lot of newcomers is the like to dislike ratio, which only the creator can see. So my videos, I want to say I average roughly 30 likes to 2 dislikes. I don't really know. I mean, it doesn't really matter what I do. I could put out a video that is 100% factual, the greatest information you will ever have. Somebody will dislike your video. It sucks, but it is what it is. And obviously, the smaller you are, when you only have like 10 likes, but you have 2 dislikes. Jesus, that truck's tires are loud. I thought a bike was coming up on me. But let's get back to that, what I was saying. If you have 10 likes, but 2 dislikes, your like to dislike ratio is only going to be 80%. And YouTube really only likes to promote the like 80 and above. So again, like I said, I will always have at least like 2 dislikes on every video I do. Doesn't matter what it is. you know, could be the greatest thing I've ever created, there's always going to be a dislike. So just don't worry too much about that. You know, really what you want to focus on is creating the best video you can do, whether it be, you know, your audio, your video, the type of thing that you do, all around, you're gonna want to, you know, make sure it's good. Another big thing that you really need to focus on is your thumbnail. The thumbnail is what gets people in. I don't really like to say the word clickbait, but that's pretty much what you need to do. You need to draw them in, and, you know, if that shows, you know, a picture of a cop behind you and flashing lights, and your title is something along the lines of, all right, okay, that's something else I have to look out here for you. They love to pull out on you. But notice how I'm not losing my mind and breaking her windshield. Not windshield, but her mirror. She probably just didn't see me. I didn't rev bomb her, you know. It is what it is. She got pretty close, so. Alright, what was I talking about? She kind of threw me on top of it. Oh yeah, your thumbnail. So if your thumbnail is really good, kind of brings people in, and you have a title, something along the lines of, you know, oh, these cops won't leave me alone. I don't know, something like that. And you have a thumbnail of, you know, a bunch of cops behind you, then generally you're going to get more views, things like that. People like to see stuff like that. So really work on that type of content. Now let's really get into the one thing that this title is all about. I've kind of rambled enough. People want to know how much I make on my YouTube videos. Now, I would like to say my average view, not my average view, but my average pay per 1,000 views, because that is what YouTube pays you by, or at least they estimate your revenue by. I average about $4 per 1,000 views. So a video like my tail tidy video, it has 12,000 views. It's got a pretty good like to dislike ratio, but because of the content that it is not as popular, I'd say. So with that being, you know, $4 per 1,000 views, and I have 12,000, I want to say I've only earned about $44 off of, you know, the entire time that video's been up. So obviously, I'm not out here making money to afford a 1,000, you know, my content isn't there yet. I'll put up a couple other ones. I know my exhaust video is doing really well right now. That's about 6,000 something views. And I want to say that's like $27 that I've made, somewhere in the 20s, maybe not even $30 yet. So I definitely haven't made a lot of money. I got monetized back in December, and in that time frame, it's been, I think, 6 months now that I've been monetized. In those 6 months, I have earned only, I want to say, about 350 bucks. So $350 for 6 months worth of work. You know, we're kind of looking somewhere around $700 a year. That's nothing for me to, you know, quit my job and make this a full-time career. I make my videos because I love riding motorcycles. I love watching motorcycles. I'm like an autistic child. I just love everything motorcycle related. So obviously, this is why I'm doing it. I just love it. And the other thing that I love to do is I like to put out content that helps people. So if you look back at a lot of my videos, they're all installation videos. Because there's going to be a couple people out there, whether it helps one person or 1,000 people, it helps somebody. And I want to put a video out there to help as many people as I can with whatever topic it is that I'm doing. So obviously the exhaust video that I did, you know, I went into full detail on how to do it. That way somebody who is new to the game, you know, maybe they just got their first bike and it happens to be this bike, and they want to know how to install the exhaust, that will give you a full step-by-step guide, 100%, take every bolt out and put it back. So that's why I do this, you know, I just want to help people. So luckily, I happened to make a little bit of money on the back end of it. Now, with the amount of money that I've made, obviously it's not a lot, but all of my money is going to be going back into my channel. My next goal that I have is that when I get probably about $1,000, and I'm hoping now that, you know, summer's here, I can really focus on my motorcycle content, get more views. More views means more money. I want about $1,000, and I'm going to do a full custom fairing kit on this bike. I'm going to change it all out because this bike does not have any type of, you know, rework or nothing. If you were to get this bike right now in the States, every single one of them is going to look the same. And I hate that. I hate being, like, none of my cars are stock. Everything is custom. I like to stand out. I like to make it mine. That's kind of what, you know, motorcycling is about, is making it yours and enjoying the ride. So I'm going to do a full custom fairing. I'm going to change the color. I'm definitely going to go to something like a Yamaha blue. I love the Yamaha blue, so don't get me wrong, I love this Honda red, but because everybody has it, I don't want it. So look out for that. You know, I'm definitely going to be doing a lot more content out here because I want to do it. What's up, guys? How's it going? But just be on the lookout for that. You know, I'll really let you know when I'm getting close, or maybe it might just drop. I don't know. It kind of depends on the lead time. I don't know what the lead time is for when I get the fairings, because I think it's something, I think currently it's something like a 6-week lead time from the time you start. So, you know, I may or may not be able to kind of hint to you guys when I am going to start the process. I don't know yet, but we're going to go ahead and bust a U-turn here and let you guys really experience what this Akrapovic exhaust sounds like. Alright, let's open this thing up a little bit. Hopefully there's no cops around. Akrapovic exhaust sounds so good. I love when I open it up. Hell yeah, look at this guy. Busting out the tank top. So now that we've kind of discussed everything that, you know, goes into creating the channel, doing the content that you enjoy, what to expect, and how much you make, let me know what kind of videos you want to see. You know, I really enjoyed making that 100-mile-an-hour video to see, you know, what this bike is capable of. I really like that kind of vlog style. If you like that style, if you like the motovlogging style, I'm hoping to get some bike meets coming up soon. I think I'm going to make a video on how to, you know, even start a bike meet, how to kind of host one. So I think that might be coming up soon. And of course, you know, let me know down in the comments what you really enjoy. But I think I'm going to end this video with just pure, unfiltered exhaust sounds. So with that, I thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.